Meet Dr. Jose. He's a periodontist, a diamond cut above the rest, yet his bedside manner is warm, welcoming, understanding, and inspirational. And of course there's Dr. Torres. She has the philosophy that time is measured to the extent by which it is used, and not to the extent to which it passes, making her exact, deliberate, and beautiful as a perfect diamond. And then there's Dr. Chon. Hands of a surgeon, mind of an engineer, and the heart of a hero.
Good morning, everybody. So we have our first case this morning. It's a very wonderful patient. She has an existing bridge, a dental bridge on the upper right side, and because of cavities and actually fracture on the teeth, she's in tremendous pain. So she just came in to see us. She contacted us, but because she was in pain, we got her in right away, and we're going into treatment right away. So our game plan is when there's a fracture on a tooth root, unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done to save those teeth. So what we do, the quicker we get there, the better, because the longer a fracture stays in, the more bone that can be destroyed as the body goes through its process. So our goal is to get those tooth roots out, clean up any potential infection that's there within the sockets, and then we do our bone grafting using cadaver bone that comes from a tissue graft, an FDA-approved tissue bank. We're able to fill those defects, form it to where we want it to be, cover with barriers. The barriers will protect the bone grafting material, and a few stitches will go into place. So our long-term plan for her is to do 3 individual implants. So let's get the day started with that. So our extraction case went perfect. It was, I like to say it was textbook. Everything went according to plan. The teeth came out, the bone was completely, when we extract these teeth, we want to keep that, whatever is remaining, intact, right? So it's not about being rough and just getting the teeth out. It's about being delicate and maintaining whatever is there already. So we were able to achieve that. We were able to maintain that bony housing. She did great throughout the appointment, and she didn't feel a thing, and so now she's out of pain, and she's on her way. So our upcoming case is David. David's an awesome patient. He's actually a local musician. We've done some few implants on him already, so he's not new to the process. But we're working on the lower left this time, and we've already extracted the tooth. We've bone grafted it. It's been a few months. Now it's ready for the actual dental implant to go in. And how we're going to do this case is, unlike his other implants, now we're utilizing robotics. So we'll see the dental robot in play. The robot will connect to David. So what we do, for the robot to know where the patient is in real time, the robot has to be connected. So what we'll do is we'll put like a little impression splint. It's just gooey material that then solidifies right over his teeth, opposite to where we're working. And there's a little link. And then to that link, we can attach the robot's arm, let's call it. And now, as David moves, the robot knows in real time where he is, so it's all spatially very accurate and precise. And then based on David's bone scan, we can position the implant where we think is ideal. And now when we go in and start to go in and prepare the site for the implant, as I'm drilling for the implant itself, the robot will make sure that I am going in where I want to go, where I plan to go. It'll control my depth, it'll control my angulation, so it should be very smooth for David. So let's go ahead and get into that case.
Had cracked a tooth previously and it had to be removed, and so I'm getting an implant. He had Dr. Joe's. He's very good.
All right, so that case went perfect. David did great. We placed our implant. exactly as planned, utilizing Yomi robotics. Implant went in with great stability. That's always something that we're looking for as implant surgeons is, the bone sometimes can be soft bone, sometimes can be dense bone. We want these implants to go in with a certain torque value so that it goes in nice and tight. And that's exactly what we're able to achieve for David. So now, after a little bit of healing, he'll be ready to go get a tooth on that. And, so he'll be fully functional on both sides.
A tribute to our practice manager. Every practice needs a person who selflessly is behind the scenes to make sure that the protocol works to its full potential to serve patients while exceeding their expectations. Sort of the wind beneath their wings.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
Such a person is Brittany.
My name's Brittany. I kind of oversee a lot for the office, but my main goal is pretty much doing the treatment planning. So the big cases that the doctors see, Dr. Joe sees, the full arch consults, those nice before and afters that we do, I pretty much go over the financing. I see them first because Dr. Joe is so busy, because the less time that he has to spend with them, the more patients he can see. So I would say I mostly do that. So I'll come in, I'll kind of check my email to see if there's anything that I need to do. I kind of, the day before, before I leave for the day, I do a to-do list for the following day. So I know what's priority, what I need to get done. So I'll go through my emails first. I'll make sure that all the patients are checked in, and then I'll kind of get to my to-do list, start checking those things off, and then I'll go through all the consults that are coming in today. I kind of liked being behind the scenes more, doing the administrative side of things. It's just, I like being busy, I like doing things, I like multitasking, so I just feel like I'm better at that. Here it's a lot different than dentistry. It's new technology, the next big thing, conferences. It's not just dentistry, so it's really amazing. It's definitely different than anything I've ever done before. I mean, it's really the best job I've ever had. Yeah, I really lucked out. I tell Dr. this all the time. I think for the first 3 months I was here, I told him every day how grateful I was.
Hi, today we're treating my patient for gingival recession. Gingival recession, it's basically when your gums pull away from the teeth, exposing some roots and exposing more of the teeth. It could be a little bit complicated because patients, first of all, aesthetic is an issue. Patients would like to have that nice gingival margin that it tells to the aesthetics. And in terms of disease process, exposing teeth, you could have leading to more cavities and basically sensitivity, which is the case of my patient here, Wendy, today. With Wendy, we're going to be using donor tissue. That way we don't have to pretty much take tissue from her palate, which is, an advantage for her because we're doing several sites and we'll have to go several times to her palate. But using a donor tissue have that advantage, and Wendy's pretty happy about that. So Wendy, ¿estás lista para comenzar el procedimiento? So she's just ready to start the procedure, and we're going to start with her. Thank you, Wendy. We're done, Wendy. We just finished the procedure, gingival augmentation with donor tissue. Everything went well. We got really good results. We're gonna have like 100% of recoverage on Wendy's resection areas. Everything went as expected, and Wendy is ready to go home.
My name is Shakufah Sussman, and I came in for my implants. I had 2 teeth that they were not doing well, and I had to get rid of them. And with my bite, I have no support up there. That's why I wanted to get the implant. I was in pain for 1 month, and I couldn't figure out why. Antibiotic, everything, and nothing was working.
This patient, she's a very special patient to me. She's been through a lot. Recently had, her husband passed away, and then that's when she came to us, and she needed some dental work done. Life happens, and she kind of fell behind on some of the things, and then now she was ready to kind of focus on herself, and so we were able to, there were a couple of teeth that had to come out, unfortunately, on the upper right side. So that, we took them out, grafted, we put some implants in. When we put these implants in, her bone was still a little soft. Bone volume is important. But the other part is bone density, right? When an implant goes in, it has to bind into that bone. And now biology will take over, and bone cells in your body will firmly attach to this implant surface. And at that point now, we're ready to go back in and open up that site and then connect what we call abutments. So that's what we're doing for her this morning, is we're opening up that site, accessing the implants, connecting the abutments to those implants that are already in, and then putting a few stitches or sutures into place. And now we're ready to go in and connect stuff to it, connect the abutments to it, so that we can go ahead and get her some teeth, right?
That's right. I can't wait.
Beautiful. Let's irrigate. Everything went perfect, okay? Call me if you need me. If not, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, all right?
God bless you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I made the best decision of my life. I am so blessed. He's amazing. He's wonderful. The way he told me, the way he talked to me, the way he explained to me, it was very, very different than my other doctor. This whole process has been unbelievable to me. He's amazing. He is first a human being, then he is a dentist. I truly, like a brother, I love him. I'm in good hands, and whatever he says, I trust him. His manners makes you to trust him so well. I think it's a blessing to be able to have a doctor like that. The staff are unbelievably polite, unbelievably kind, spotless. Everything about this place is amazing. It's one of a kind. I've never seen something like this. But the staff are very kind. On the phone, they remember me. I would definitely recommend him to anybody, to everybody. I'm not very happy. I am extremely happy with them. They're just amazing, every one of them. Thank you so much. Thank you, sweetheart.
So we just wrapped up what we call the uncovering of the implants for Ms. Sussman, and everything went perfect. She healed so well that bone actually grew over the implant surface, so we had to go, digging a little bit, and that's a good problem to have. We love bone around the implants. So we went in, accessed the implants, removed the cover that we put over the implants, and then we connected the healing abutments to those implants that now will protrude out of the gum tissue a little bit, and then we put our stitches into place. Everything took less than 15 minutes for us to do. She was comfortable. She did wonderful. Within about 2 weeks of healing, she'll be ready to go get a couple of teeth on those implants. Mr. Thomas, came in with failing dentition, a lot of infection. Sometimes when there's a lot of infection, and patients want implants, and we want to take them from failing dentition to now putting implants in and screwing in a whole new set of teeth all in one day, that may not be the best option. Sometimes pushing that envelope in that direction can lead to implant failures, and that's not good. So we always like to assess the situation. I would say the vast majority of cases coming in, we're able to get to healthy bone and put implants in all in one day. With Mr. Thomas, we had to phase it. So we were able to take out all his remaining bottom teeth and put implants in and screw in a full set of temporary teeth, a new set of teeth right away, same day. But on the top, there was just so much infection that when we took those teeth out, first we cleaned up the infection and we did bone grafting procedures to grow the bone back. A few months after healing, and everything looked perfect, and now he's ready to get his implants on the top, and then from there, eventually getting a screwed in set of teeth.
That's what my problem is a stroke. I'm still, my whole right side is messed up. I had it in 2018. I was running. I'm a triathlete, and I did marathons. I did the New York Marathon just before the stroke. So we were doing some training, and we finished up, and we'd done some cool down type things, and we got in the car, and all of a sudden I just had this, like horrendous headache, and I started, just getting kind of dizzy. We went back home. Probably, 2 or 3 hours later, I got up and said, hey, something's the matter, she called the ambulance. The guy across the street was a friend, he's a doctor, and he came over. I am hung up on one thing, I think it's the stroke. I don't want to give up. I'm trying. This was, it's just, doing this was, a really good idea. Hopefully the teeth will, and I will, we'll see. I mean, I looked at several of these, things, and when I met him and this place over here, I came over here, to see what this was like. I was very impressed with the whole thing. The equipment, the staff, everybody was just amazing when I came over, and it made me feel comfortable.
Tune in to future episodes to stay up to date on Mr. Thomas's case.
I'm happy and grateful to say, we've had, since the show started to air, we've had tremendous feedback, and we've had patients reach out to us that are not our patients that are now they fight that fear and they realize that they too can get this done. So they took their first steps in giving us a call, and now they're coming in for similar treatment. So that brings me a great joy that our entire team, it brings everyone great joy that we're able to make a difference in that matter. So thank you for the folks that have responded, and I'm glad that you guys are taking the first step to changing our lives.